This video is all about my top 10 new and or underrated rose fragrances. And we're going to talk about these coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is the first time you're tuning in to this channel, there is a subscribe button below. Please subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And we are going to talk about my 10 new or underrated rose fragrances. And we're going to put them in a top 10 order, of course. And I have one honorable mention. It's a brand new one. And I just picked it up. And I wanted to put it on this list because I like it. So here goes. Honorable mention goes out to ROCHAS Oud Mystère, this right here. This is a brand new fragrance for me, and there'll be an unboxing or unpackaging video soon. But this is a very good deal for about $60, I think $55 on Amazon. You get this really beautiful oud and rose combo fragrance, and it's a house that's very old, classic house from France, ROCHAS, and hardly anybody talks about this house. I'm sure probably some do, but not a lot. And this is a fragrance that's probably come and nobody really spoke about it. Now it's into discounters for really expensive, but the fragrance probably retailed for around $160, maybe $200 approximately. But like I said, you can pick it up for about $60. Eau de Parfum concentration. But what I like about this one is it's rose, it's oud, plus you've got this like fizzy champagne-y / tea like quality to it. So it's one that if you think that oud and rose can get really cloying and strong, this one is one that you can probably tolerate, and you can get away with wearing it in warmer weather compared to something really strong where you have to have cold weather. So really beautiful fragrance actually. If you don't know this one, I highly recommend you check it out. Oud Mystère. It's right there. So do check it out. It's by ROCHAS, the House of ROCHAS, right there. And look for my video soon that I'll be talking about when I do the unboxing for this one. So, all right, now the top 10, and we're going to the House of Louis Vuitton, and this is Rose d'Avant right here. So this is, again, a lot of these fragrances are unisex, but this one's specifically targeted to women. But, and this one is actually unisex as well. But this one, what I like about this one is the fact that it's fresh, very fresh, juicy, dewy, wet rose. Plus it has like this DNA that the Louis Vuitton fragrances have in a lot of their fragrances. You can pick that DNA up. It's like the DNA of the Louis Vuitton fragrances is like this watery, aquatic touch, but not necessarily like sea aquatic, just a watery, ozonic water touch to them. And this one's a very easy to wear rose fragrance. Men could wear it. It's kind of fruity, slightly fruity. The rose is actually a fruity kind of rose, but very dewy, wet rose. So if you like a fresh rose, this one's definitely one you should try. So Rose d'Avant by Louis Vuitton is number 10. Again, this list is all about my new rose fragrances or my underrated rose fragrances. Nothing that I've mentioned in the previous, I think I did a top 15 rose fragrances video a year or two ago. Those fragrances are not in this video. In the future, I'll probably do a top 25 or something like that rose video. But for now, all the fragrances in this video are brand new, never been on a list. I've probably talked about them on videos on this channel or reviews that I've done for them, but none of these have been on that list. So at number 9, we're going to the House of INDU, and it's MANAKARA. This rose is rose, fruity with lychee fruit, but also has this like candy-like quality. Just did a video with Allison recently, and we did impressions or review / impressions of the entire INDU line. There's 4 of them. Francis Kurkdjian created these in the mid-2000s, and this one's quite a beautiful one. Sometimes it might turn off, it might come off kind of young because it has that candy-like vibe, but I like this one, I really do. And it's playful, fun rose fragrance, and slightly fruity, like I said, slightly candy-like. So if you like that kind of a rose fragrance, definitely check out INDU's MANAKARA. It's at number 9. So the next fragrance is from the house of MANCERA, and finally I have this fragrance in my collection because I love Intense Cafe so much. People have been recommending me to get Roses Vanille from MANCERA, and so finally I did. And pretty good. It's not as good as Intense Cafe, but still very, very close. That's why this is on further down on the list. Because I love Intense Cafe so much, this one kind of seems a bit of a letdown because it's not original. Plus it's got slight bit differences, but mostly similar. So whereas Intense Cafe is supposed to be coffee and latte kind of a cafe latte kind of a coffee with rose, this is vanilla and rose, where it does have similarities to the coffee and vanilla, the latte. So I find it to be close but slightly different. So it's good, I like it, but I already have Intense Cafe, so it's a bit of a letdown, if that makes sense. But still, if you haven't tried Intense Cafe and you're looking for something vanillic rose with milky coffee quality, try Roses Vanille. I think you'd like it. It's by MANCERA, and it's at number 8. At number 7, it's a new house called Art de Parfum right here. And this is Sensual Oud. And Sensual Oud is all about rose and oud, but very, very wearable. Now that combo has been overdone, I think, right? It's probably everybody and their mother has a rose and oud release. So if you don't have any, then yes, grab yourself a bottle or sample or decant of this because it's really, really good. But if you have any that in your collection, it might be repetitive, if that makes sense. But I like this one, and it's easier to wear, as I said, but still has legs. It's pretty strong. I've sampled every single one of the fragrances from this house, and I actually know the owner personally, and she's got several fragrances that I really like. But this one is the one that I really like because I love the combo of rose and oud. But if you have rose and oud in your collection, you might not need this one. But if you don't, and you've been trying to sample some, definitely check it out. This is a 50 ml bottle, and it does sound a bit feminine, sensual oud, but it's very, very unisex, if not more masculine leaning. But it's definitely rose and it's definitely oud. And it kind of like hints at Menthol, like Menthol's Black Oud is very similar to this. So if you know that one, you probably will like this one. And this one retails for about $135 for an eau de parfum concentration and for 50 ml bottle. So do check out this line. I have a video with Ruta, the owner, an overview of the line she talks about, plus I did my mini review of the fragrance, so you can find out more about it. And it's Sensual Oud by Art de Parfum at number 7. So number 6, we're going to the house of AMOUAGE, and we're going with Lyric Woman, a new one in my collection. So this is another woman's targeted fragrance, but very, very unisex. Now I have Lyric Man for quite some time now, and it was featured on the previous list I did, the top 15 rose fragrances video. And that fragrance I did not include here because, like I said, I wanted to only feature new fragrances or more underrated fragrances that I have recently picked up. So this is a new pickup, as I said, Lyric Woman. And this is a very spicy, incensey, smoky rose fragrance. And just very, very unisex. In fact, if you are a man and you have Lyric Man and you like it, and that's a very, very unisex personally to me. Some people even say it's feminine, but I think it's very unisex. And your lady friend or your wife or girlfriend or whatever has a bottle of Lyric Woman, I think both of you can rotate from one to the other and still come off very, very unisex smelling. And again, this is a lot smokier. In fact, this might be a little more butch than Lyric Man. So test them out and see. But a really, really lovely rose fragrance from AMOUAGE, Lyric Woman. I do recommend this one, and it's really a beautiful, smoky, spicy oriental rose fragrance. So it's Lyric Woman at number 6. At number 5, we're going to the house of Tower Perfumes, and this is Une Rose CHYPREE, which is the number 8 fragrance from the Tower Perfumes collection. So Une Rose CHYPREE is one that I featured recently in my top 10 Tower Perfumes fragrances video. So this is a CHYPREE, but it's a rose CHYPREE. It's a very modern CHYPREE which basically stands for cypress in French. So there's a style of fragrance, a genre of fragrance, just like there's fougères, there's CHYPREEs, and there's orientals, and so on. So, but this is very, very modern. It's very tower style, and you can pick up a little bit of the tower rod in here. It's in there, but this comes off more rose juicy, like it's very juicy, like a. I mentioned in the video that I did, the top 10 tower perfumes video, that it reminds me of a drink that we used to have made with like rose essence, but lots of roses crushed and muddled to create this rose juice. So kind of comes off like that. Very, very lovely. It's easy to wear, really easy to wear, and that's Tower Perfumes Un Rose Chypre. And this is part of the vaulted, or what do you call it, the Tower Vault fragrances that are now selling at Lucky Scent and at Tiger Lily Perfumery. So do check out Un Rose Chypre, and that's at number 5 on this list. All right, at number 4, we're going to the house of Jeroboam, and this is Oriento, this right here. Now, Jeroboam's Oriento is in X-ray concentration, retails for about $130, and it's a 30 ml, but you only need a few sprays, and you're set. Now, this kind of also reminds me a little bit of this, but this one has a little bit more of a leathery touch as well, like lots of saffron or something. But it has lots of rose and lots of oud. That's why it's called Oriento, like Oriental. So it's just like a traditional rose and oud and leathery, saffron-y, kind of spicy combo. Really, really lovely, long-lasting, so you only need a few sprays. And I absolutely love it. I love this line. I have several I picked up while I was in Paris 2 years ago, two winters ago. I brought back with me this one, Mixado and Insulo. Insulo is all about vanilla, and I love, love, love that one. We'll be talking about it sometime in the near future. And then I've also got Hoto, which is all tuberose, very clean, slightly soapy tuberose. And then one of their latest ones is called Vespero. But this one is Oriento at number 4 here on this list by Jeroboam. All right, number 3, we're going to the house of Carolina Herrera from the Confidential collection. It is Burning Rose. So this is all about spicy, smoky, ambery rose. Very dense, really like cloud, like a big cloud. Really lovely, and I love the way this smells. Just want to say it's not truly original, but there's some originality here. So it's been done before this. So it's the Carolina Herrera Confidential collection, which is its exclusive collection. Very, very hard to come by. I know a lot of people have been asking me, where do you get it? Where do you get it? I brought this back from Paris. Same year I brought this back. Although these are available at Lucky Scent, but these are not. Of course, this is a designer, and this is a niche brand. But if you can go to Paris, go to the Galeries Lafayette. That's where they are selling at. And I bought it there, and I bought 2 of them. I bought this one, and a Mystery Tobacco is the other one. So it's a tobacco, but really lovely scent here. Really, really love wearing it, and it's quite long lasting. More closer to the skin. Projection is not so loud after about 2-3 hours, but in the first few hours, it's pretty big cloud. So do check out Burning Rose from Carolina Herrera's Confidential collection. And that's at number 3. All right, at number 2, I did a review of this one recently. It is from the house of ROJA Parfums, and it is Amber Oud. And in the video, I mentioned that this is more about rose, oud, and ambergris rather than amber. Even though it's called Amber Oud, again, this is all about rose, oud, and ambergris. So I think they were talking about the ambergris for the amber. And of course, there's the oud in here, but it's lots of rose, and it's very, very sexy. Very, very refined, slightly musky, like refinement that ROJA Parfums are known about. And it also has this like very luxury smell to it. Just a lovely scent. Really, really gorgeous. If you don't know this one, do check it out. Although it is quite pricey, really pricey. This one's about $400 here for this 30 ml, and the 100 ml retails for about $800. So it's really, really pricey. If you can afford it, get yourself a bottle. Or if you can't, you want to experience it, get a sample or decant. I think that's the best way to experience it. So ROJA Parfums, Amber Oud. Again, it's not an amber like an amber fragrance. It's more about the ambergris, but lots of rose here and lots of oud. So Amber Oud number 2 by ROJA Parfum. Last but not least, at number 1 is Incense Rosé, this one right here. And this is number 6 from Tower Perfumes. So if you watched my top 10 Tower Perfumes video recently, I mentioned in the video how I like this one, and it reminds me of Coca-Cola. It's something more than Coca-Cola though, like maybe RC Cola, because I remember having different kinds of colas when I was young, and the smell of the drink kind of reminds me of this. Also the gummy bears, the gummy bears colas, kind of has that kind of a smell. So, and that's not saying it in a bad way, because this is my number 1 here on this list, because I really do love this one. But it has this like fizzy Coca-Cola, bubbly, sparkly Coca-Cola happiness. I find this to be very, very happy. It's probably one of my favorite happy fragrances, and just a truly beautiful fragrance. Incense Rosé. It's got an accent right there, so it's not rose, but it's definitely a dominant rose note in here. Very, very unique. It's slightly smoky, but all very bright. It's really, really a bright fragrance. It's been really a lovely scent. I think this is one of my favorite roses. Well, definitely is one of my favorite roses in the Tower Perfumes. And again, I didn't include Une Rose de Kandahar. I had included it in the top 15 that I had done about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. And that one's on that list. So there's 3 that I like from Tower Perfumes, but definitely these 2, this one, Incense Rosé and Une Rose CHYPREE, are newish to me, and definitely are perfect in this list of the top 10 new or underrated rose fragrances. So that's pretty much it. That's my top 10 with the one honorable mention of the ROCHAS Oud MYSTERE, kind of a champagne-y, bubbly rose. But what are your thoughts? What are your favorite rose fragrances? What are the latest rose fragrances you're enjoying? Do you like rose fragrances in general, or what are, like, I guess, the rose and oud combo fragrances that you're enjoying? Because those are some of the most popular combos. Let me know your thoughts. Please put down if I'm missing anything, and if you think that there's some fragrances out there that I might enjoy that I have not spoken about, let me know that as well, so I can consider picking it up and talking about it in a future video. Also, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.